Hello my dear friends, it's Yuri Tvetkov, and this is one more video about forecasting and prognosis of results and the winner of the CG Cup and Shadow Greek today, excuse me. And I will try to make the usual expectation analysis and plus that with the small modification to that. So I will distribute the prognosis of results of this event by 2 points. The first one is relative, just a second. The first one is relative with the analysis of the results of the previous round, as it was before. Here we can make the next kind of analysis. So we are taking results of the first 13 best players, and the 14th one will be somebody who we're expecting the surprise. As we know, the followers very oftenly making surprises, and we will expect that they are playing currently with the score -7, and we're expecting they will play the best round for some of them, or maybe 2 or 3 of them will play the best round during according to the results of the first 3 days. So we are putting them the expectation figures for today -6. So we expect that they will play 66 today. So in this connection, for them, the analysis will always that we expect in 66 from them. But more important is take a look for the current leaders and those ones from whom we can expect results, perfect results today. So as usual, the difference with the usual analysis is that I have decided that it's unnecessary to include additionally. We will analyze from 3 points today: best round, the worst round, and the short round. I think that those 3 factors are more influential. Maybe some of you have seen my previous videos, and you will find that we have also include the average scoring in analysis. But currently we will base our average expectation just based on the 3 of those measurements. So, for example, if they will play, all the players will play today their best round, we can find that Russell Henley will win -29, and on the second position will be Xander Schauffele, who have played 64 during the second day of the tournament, and it stay the best scoring -8, the daily scoring. So in this connection, if he will play today his best round, he will improve his results, total results. And on the third position, we can expect the Talor Gooch. So after that, the Lanto Griffin, Kokrak, so on and so on. And we can see that the players, unexpected players, have no chances to be among the first 6 or 7 best players if all of them will show the best results today. So what will happen if they will play the worst round? Because you see that the difference between the best and worst round for most of them is quite serious. Just the Russell Henley have the difference just 2 strokes, because his best round was in the first day 66, and his worst round was 68 in the second day. So we're expecting that all of them will play here their worst round. And this connection, the total score for Russell Henley will be -19, and he will have a huge advantage against the Lanto Griffin, Talor Gooch, and Kokrak. And we're expecting that they will play -14. What will happen if they will play the same score as it was yesterday? So we see that in this situation, the Russell Henley will stay will be the winner, and the Lanto Griffin will be on the second position, because yesterday he have played 66 -6, and in this connection it was also best best round for him. And after that, we're expecting that Jason Kokrak and Jason Day will be on the third position. So now we will try combine all those three results, best, worst, and last, and we're making the average expectation. We are expecting making average expectation for the score today. We can see that the average expectation for the Russell, Henley, and Lanto Griffin will be very close to each other, 67. A lot of people will expect it the 68, such as Talor Gooch, Jason Kokrak, and plus that Bubba Watson, Rory McIlroy, Sebastian Munoz, who have played very perfectly yesterday. It's really necessary to discount this result for the shocking factor. And the shocking factor is a result which I'm receiving from the previous analysis of the previous two tournaments. And when I making the calculation between the actual results and expected results. So the comparison of these results with the actual results, and the average difference for the third players in the first competition was 1.8, and last week the difference was 3.5. 3.3 maybe. In this connection, I'm trying to take the average for those two events and expect that the last round with the expectations of the winning on the prize money will influence not so perfectly for the golfers. I need to say that not for all golfers, because last week the influence was bad for such a golfer, very experienced golfer such as the Patrick Cantlay, and plus two or more other golfers, and they have played for 6 or 7 strokes less better than expectation in this connection. Their performance were most influential for the average result, and in this case today we can expect that the shocking factor will influence just for 3 or 4 persons, but we don't know who will be there. And this connection, you see that certainly the situation can change, and we are not sure that Russell Henley will stay in the first position, even with such perfect difference in expected result. And the same situation was yesterday when Alexander Schauffele, after the second day with 64, and he minus 14 after 2 days, and he had advantage 3 points against the second player, but he couldn't stay leader, even stay the leader, and he have lost 3 strokes to the Russell Henley. So the Russell Henley have made 7 strokes against the Alexander Schauffele just for 1 day. And this connection, if the Russell Henley will have such a pressure today as the Alexander Schauffele had yesterday, we will certainly see the something quite extraordinary. But it's just the expectation which is based on the previous days. But this is shocking factor is mostly starting to influence for the golfer's performance exactly on the first holes. And in this connection, it will be much more reasonable to expect the total result after all the players will play first 3 holes. And I have tried to analyze during some rounds before that, some tournaments before that. I have analyzed just the first putt proximity, because in my opinion the first putt proximity is highly important factor, because it's showing us the functional conditions of the golfers in that day. For example, if we will analyze the first putt proximity for the third day, yesterday, for the golfers who have shown the best results, and those were the Ryan Palmer -6, Rory McIlroy -6, Bubba Watson -7, Jason Day -6, Lanto Griffin -6, and Russell Henley -5. We will find that the best results in the average proximity of the first putt were for the Ryan Palmer, just 3 centimeters at average on the first 3 holes, and Rory McIlroy is just 6 centimeters at average. Bob Watson has had 33 centimeters mistake. Russell Henley have 23 centimeters mistake, and Jason Day had 29 centimeters mistakes, and the Lanto Griffin have 38 centimeters mistake. But I have decided that it's not well enough because you see that we are analyzing just the performance of the putting, but it's also important to analyze the performance of the approaching, because sometimes you know that both of those factors are highly influential for the total performance of the golfers. So I have tried to analyze the approach and proximity on the first 3 holes. It's quite useful to make such a comparison, because all the golfers are playing on the same hole. They are playing same holes. They are playing in the same days, and in this connection, they are in the same conditions on the same greens with the same golf speed and so on. So those measurements become much more useful. So what we see, we can find that the best in this measurement yesterday was Bob Watson. He was -7. He had the best score, and plus that, he after first 3 holes, his average proximity to the hole after the approaching stroke, after regular approaching stroke, was 4.64 meters. I measure it in meters because here in Russia, in Europe, we mostly more oftenly using meters as a measurement. But if you want to have it in the yard, next time I will do it in the yards also to be more informative. So the players who have played -6 yesterday, they have shown results between 5.22, and we can see that 2 players have had the same result. It's in approach and proximity on the first 3 holes, Ryan Palmer and Jason Day. So the spread was 5.22 and 7.24. And the golfer who have played -5, Russell Henley, had the score, the current leader, had the score, the average 10.6 meters. So we can see that he was among the best players in the first putt proximity, but he was not so kind in the approaching proximity. You can see that the difference is quite big even from the against the Lanto Griffin. And against the Bob Watson, the distance was, the average proximity was twice higher, more than twice higher. And in this connection, the difference was in the 2 strokes between them yesterday. So I think that if we will make such analysis of the first 3 holes, we will have much more better results and much more better expectations of the winner today. And this connection, I'm going to do it a little bit later when all the golfers will pass the first three holes, and it will be quite interesting to make such the forcasting and to compare it with the results which we will receive after the finish of this tournament. Thanks a lot for your attention. Thanks a lot for your views, because as you know, the standard monetization of YouTube is only the sources of the monetization of my activity here in the YouTube and in other social networks. In this connection, I will be thanks a lot for all your views to be more motivated to make such videos. And moral motivation is also highly important, because if I will feel that I'm doing something which is necessary for golf community all over the golf, I will be much more happy, and you know that I will spend maybe more time and to make my video more professional than I am currently. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Have a good golf, and bye.